Hello everybody, good morning again. My name is Mikee. I am one of the science communicators here at the Mind Museum. So welcome again to another episode of Mind at Home. This episode is brought to you by Locally. So because we want to slow down the spread of the disease, COVID-19, and of course flatten the curve, many of us have to stay at home as much as possible. And that means we can still go out or even visit us here at the Mind Museum. And we should really limit our going outside as much as possible, stay at home. And of course, let's always remember to wear the mask if we have to go out, wear our face shield even if needed. And of course, very important to always wash our hands. So let's keep healthy as well by doing some exercises and drinking our vitamins, and of course, eating healthy always. Now, here at Mind at Home, we are going to look at some of our very favorite fruits. We're not going to learn why they're important for our bodies, but also how else they can be useful in our everyday lives by doing simple and fun experiments at home. And here, today, we are going to do some colorful chemistry fun. All right, now, here we have our red cabbage. So I'm gonna put it here in our top camera. Red cabbage, kind of purple right now, but because we boiled it in some hot water, it now is a liquid. So I'm gonna show it here in front. All right, and I have some fruits, citrus fruits, of course. We have oranges, lemons, even our calamansi. I have here a container. It says HCl. So later on, we'll know what HCl is. And I have here two containers, two liquids. As you can see, they kind of look the same. We don't know what they are. We'll see later what they are. All right, now, I need to use some protection. Of course, I'm going to wear some gloves. All right, so if you guys would like to do this at home as well, make sure that you will always ask help from an adult, from mom or dad, or your ates and your kuyas, because we will be handling some chemicals, okay? But these chemicals can be found in our homes. All right, now, what are we going to do? Sorry, so kind of hard to wear my gloves today. Okay. Oops. I think the gloves are a little too big for my hands, but that's okay. All right, so I have here some containers, and let me just start slicing our fruits. Okay, so I'm gonna put these to the side. I have a lemon. You know, this lemon has been with us through many episodes already. And then I'm going to squeeze it inside this one, our beaker. Okay, don't worry about the seeds. All right, there we go. And I'm going to add a little bit of water. So when you do this at home, make sure that you cover your table just so you don't make a lot of mess like I am right now. Don't worry about it. I'm going to clean up later. Okay, now let me just get a small portion of this orange. And again, I'll squeeze it here. Yum, it smells really good. Okay, and again, we're gonna add some water. All right, now I'm going to transfer this container, this red cabbage into the container. So let's use our top view over here. Okay, so I'm pouring it in here. I hope you guys can see it's not super blue or red. It's kind of close to purple, but later on we'll see some color changes. Hopefully we'll see some color changes. Okay. There we go. And another one. If you guys don't have graduated cylinders at home, don't worry, you can always use your regular cups, but make sure that you clean them after using them for an experiment. Okay, so I have here 4 cylinders. Okay, and I also have some containers here just in case we need to do a little bit more of the experiment later on. Okay, now hopefully you guys can see the camera now right in front of us. Okay, so let's see what happens when we add. Remember what this is? This was our orange juice. Okay, let me maybe just stir that up a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Oh wow. So it's changing its color. Sorry for the pulp. There's some pulp over there. Okay, let's put this aside. Remember this one? This one is our lemon. And let's see. Wow. So I'm not sure if it's very visible, but I think the orange has a lighter kind of pink than our lemon. Okay, so let's put this on this side. These two, we're done with them. Okay, and then let's try this one. Remember this one? This is what we call HCl, or hydrochloric acid. Now, where can we find hydrochloric acid? So if you guys can check your cupboards or your under the sink at home, maybe, but be careful, don't touch them, okay? Or maybe you can ask your adults or your ates and your kuyas for what we call muriatic acid. So muriatic acid is an acid that is used for cleaning maybe your sink, your tiles in the bathroom. They're very good in cleaning and removing the dirt, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add, let's start by adding a little bit of water in this extra beaker because we don't want to pour everything in. Okay, and then just add this acid right here. Now, this is why I'm wearing gloves, because I don't want to touch with them or have them come into contact with my skin. Okay, now let's see what happens when we pour our muriatic acid or our hydrochloric acid into our container. There we go. Okay, so I hope you guys can see it's gonna mix eventually there at the bottom. All right, so we have now 3 kind of pinkish, kind of what do you call it, magenta color, right? Okay, so let's just keep them here at the side. Let's put our red cabbage solution to the side for a little bit. And then let's go to our mystery liquids. Okay, so we have 2 of them over here. Okay, and we are going to find out what they are, or we'll try to find out what they are. So later on we'll know why our red cabbage solution changes in color. Okay, so I'm going to add our, maybe I'm going to remove some of this just so we have some space for our red cabbage solution. Sorry. There we go. And then we are going to pour it in. So let's see what's happening here. Okay, so it's still kind of pinkish, right? If you can see that. Let's go to our top camera. Let's see if you guys can see it from there. And we'll use this one. Let's see. Oh, it's a different color, right? So I think you guys can see some sort of greenish color over here. And that means these two liquids, even though they looked alike, they are not the same. All right, now what happened in our experiment? Okay, so what we have here, let's arrange them. Okay, so from the light pink, okay, and then the next one, this our mystery liquid, our HCl. Let's put our red cabbage solution here up front. Okay. And of course, our second mystery liquid that gave us a green color. Now, what is in our red cabbage solution? Okay, so it's actually called anthocyanins. So anthocyanin is what gives our red cabbage its purpley kind of red, close to blue color even. And what we did was, it made our solutions change in color or vary in color. Okay, why? Because it is a pH indicator. So pH is actually what we call the pH scale is the one that tells us whether our substances are acids or bases, right? Or alkali. Sometimes people call them alkali. And remember, our oranges, our lemon juice, our hydrochloric acid, and of course our mystery liquid, they are sort of related in color. So we can say now that our mystery liquid is an acid. Okay, so just to tell you, it's actually vinegar. Okay, so it's vinegar, and vinegar is a type of acid. It's acetic acid. It's another thing that you can find in your kitchen at home. All right, so I put them on one side because they're kind of related, but this one is different. So we have here our green liquid or our green solution, and this was what we call NaOH, or it's a substance or it's a chemical found in the thing that you maybe your mom or your dad uses it to declog your sink or your pipes so that the water can drain better. All right, what's happening there is that because it is a different kind of solution, it's not an acid, it's a base or an alkali, that's why it is not pink like the rest of them. Now what happens if we add our red cabbage solution to water? Let's see if it will change in color. Okay, so I'm gonna add some water, just water from the tap. And as you can see, it didn't really change in color to pink or the green, kind of just lightened because it got diluted in water. All right, now let's go back to the word that I mentioned, anthocyanins. Anthocyanins, again, found in fruits and vegetables that actually have that tinge. Let's put this up on our top camera again. All right, so kind of purple. So remember, kind of purple, kind of reddish. Okay, so if you can think of other fruits and vegetables, what other fruits or vegetables that have sort of a purplish tinge or maybe like a reddish tinge? So maybe we can have eggplants, blueberries, even beets have anthocyanins. And what are anthocyanins? Anthocyanins are kind of antioxidant, and I'm sure if you have watched our previous Mind at Home episodes, antioxidants has been mentioned before, and they are actually helping our body get rid or fight off free radicals. And free radicals can be found in the different things that we face almost every day, like for example, pollution, or in the things that we eat that are not super healthy, or just around us even. So what happens is that the anthocyanin or the antioxidants help our body combat those things so that it can keep our bodies healthy. And of course, why did we use our red cabbage to change in color? So what happened here is, because we had two mystery liquids, we can actually use things at home. For example, if you have unknown containers or unknown solutions that you find at home that has no label, you don't just taste or smell them when you find them, because they can be, or they might be harmful to you, or they might be toxic when ingested. So we don't do that. We do tests like the pH indicator test, and what we used for today is red cabbage, but around us there are many other kinds of pH indicators. Sometimes I'm sure for those who are a little bit older, you guys have already encountered what we call the litmus paper. It changes in color when it's dipped in acid or dipped in base. What's good about the red cabbage solution is, if you have other kinds of acids, like maybe weaker acids or stronger acids, they are going to change to other colors, maybe sometimes even a darker green, or the stronger acids, they can turn into like maybe close to orange already, or brown. And of course, even baking soda. So if you have, I know you guys have baking soda at home, for those who have turned into bakers during this pandemic, or even just using baking soda as a cleaning agent at home. Baking soda, if you put it into a solution of red cabbage, it's going to turn a lighter kind of green than this one, because it's also a base, or it's alkali. All right. Okay. So that's our experiment, colors in chemistry, or fun with colors in chemistry. And I hope you guys learned something today. We'll see if we have some questions from our Facebook. All right, so we have a question here. Can I mix the different colored liquids together? Okay, now, well, what I've learned in school, especially for safety reasons, we do not mix them immediately unless we are very sure with our solutions or our substances. So for example, because I know that this was orange juice and this was lemon juice, I can mix them together in a container with water so that it's gonna get more diluted, and I'm going to add a base to it so I can neutralize it, and then I can flush it down the sink. So we don't just throw everything down the sink, because we don't know what reaction it can have in your sink, the material of your sink, and of course we don't want something exploding in our faces, right? So always make sure that you dispose of them carefully. But right now we don't mix them because we have to do it in a bigger container with water. So for this one, for example, this is here NaOH, sodium hydroxide. I can mix it with our HCl because both of them, they are strong substances. So this HCl is a strong acid and your NaOH is a strong base. So if we mix them together, So both strong, they are going to neutralize together. But if I mix it with vinegar, I'm going to need a lot of vinegar to neutralize, to be able to neutralize our NaOH. That's a very good question. Thank you so much. We have another question. How much red cabbage should we boil for it to work? Okay, so for this one, I just used around 5 to 6 leaves. So if you know a cabbage, right? You know what it looks like. So red cabbage, you just peel off maybe 4 to 6 leaves of those. Throw it into hot water. Once it's boiling, you can turn off the heat, let it sit there for maybe 3 minutes, remove the leaves, you can have your liquid. So for this one, because our red cabbage steeped for quite a long time, it turned into a kind of purple color, close already to the color of the leaves itself. But very fresh ones, immediately when you take them out, sometimes they can even give you a blue solution or a blue color in your red cabbage solution. So if you cannot, or if you don't have a stove, or if you're not able or allowed to handle fire or the stove, you can always just boil water from the kettle and pour it into our red cabbage leaves and let it steep for maybe 5 minutes until you see the color being extracted out, and you'll see that your water has already turned into a different color, into maybe blue or maybe this color, like kind of purple, right? Thank you so much for your questions. You can keep them coming. Oh, we have another one. If we don't have red cabbage, what can we use? Okay, so again, a lot of fruits and vegetables that we can find around us actually have anthocyanin that are able to give us or show us the pH of substances. So if you've seen the peels of eggplants, they're kind of purple, you can use them as well. Blueberries, like I mentioned, flowers like petunias, if you've seen them. Even this one, this very common one, everyone's like been using it or been drinking it even. It's called the butterfly pea or the blue ternate flower. If you boil it like tea, the flowers, it will give you like a purplish blue color. But once you add your lemon honey or your lemon juice, it turns into a pinkish color, just like this one. And that is because it also contains anthocyanin that can tell us if your substance or it changes in color when you add an acid or a base. All right. Thank you so much for your questions. Very good questions. Okay, so let's wait for another one. And I hope you guys always make sure that when you do your experiments at home, especially involving food, make sure that you ask permission first if you are allowed to use the food or the ingredients for your science experiment. All right. Are there other stuff in our kitchen that are acids or bases? So again, remember this one. This is vinegar. It's used for my very favorite, which is adobo, of course. Your bleach, the one we use for our laundry, for removing dirt, of course. It's a base, so that means it's gonna have this tinge of color, the green family over here. What else? Something that you use hopefully every day. It's called toothpaste. So toothpaste is basic or alkali. Some toothpaste contain baking soda as well, so that makes it even that makes you sure that it is a basic substance. It's really good in cleaning your teeth, right? And of course, we have something again that hopefully you guys use, especially now that we have a health crisis going on, is soap. Soap is a base, and soap is very, very important that we use them in our hand washing or washing of our hands. So water alone is not enough. Soap is very important, of course, to help get rid of the oils and the microbes and everything that is sticking to our hands. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for your questions. And I hope you guys learned something with us today. You guys can do this experiment at home. Make sure that you always ask permission to be able to use the ingredients that we have right here, and ask help from an adult. Just a reminder to everyone, please, please stay at home to help stop the spread of the virus. Always wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. And while you are staying at home, please follow the Mind Museum on our social media for more Mind at Home videos and materials. And if you try some of our experiments, please do tag us in our videos and your pictures. Stay safe at home, everyone. And thank you again locally for partnering with us with this Mind at Home series. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye.